afternoon, evening, everyone. Just ignore Todd over there talking.
Are we off already? We're off.
We are.
Off and running, mate. Eggy
Off
did his
and
little
running.
signal.
I didn't see that.
You
Complaining about the height.
counted us in. You said 3, 2, 1. I was like, all right.
Hey, started.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
We've
How
been
are we,
doing
everyone?
so well with our starts until.
That's a perfect start.
Really?
We've just you've still got a minute to go. You've clocked me on early.
Oh, goodness. As always, I'm Taz. Next to me, we've got Eggy and Todd next to him. And how are you two boys doing?
Very well,
Good,
thank you.
mate. Love finals, especially when the finals are close. Last 3 weeks of finals have been amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good finals period so far this year. Let's just hope, we were talking off air before about the grand finals being a bit of a blowout the last 5-6 years. So let's hope that this year's a little bit closer no matter who makes it.
Yeah, we just want a close one. That's all I really want this year.
Absolutely. Hey, you got the popped collar, Todd. What's going on?
Oh, sorry, mate.
It's going back to the
Professional, is it?
60s, 70s.
I've got a cord in there. It doesn't stay.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time, mate. Tonight's show, we've got a pretty big show, don't we, tonight, guys?
Yeah, pretty stacked.
Yeah. So we'll cover off some AFLW, look at the last week's games, look at this week's games, give out tips.
Bit of news as well.
Yeah, a bit of news, and as always, we'll finish with Eggy's sports news.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a packed show, I think. Good show tonight.
Absolutely. Are you hoping to get a champion shirt with pies on the front, Eggy?
We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see.
Have to wait and see. They might not get there yet. They've still got to make the grand final.
I'm not counting my chickens yet.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll touch on the teams and tips and thoughts and everything as we progress through the show. But
all right, Tazzy, I need you to give me a good one this week, mate, because you're 0-5 for jokes, and you've only told 3, and I've given you a score of 0-5. So.
Look, all right, I can't say that I've been coming up with the jokes. I've been searching, and I might have been a little bit rushed, all right, but I reckon this one's you're gonna like it.
This one's a good one.
What do Essendon and Oranges have in common?
Something to do with peptides. It's got to be.
It's not.
We're all on acid.
No, oh my goodness. No, they both go bad in June.
Oh.
Aggie, you've got to beat that, mate.
Oh, come on.
June. You'd have said something about September, maybe, but June.
They did go bad in June.
September's the time Essendon just cracks under pressure.
That's when they crack. No, they don't make September.
This is true. This is true.
Well, I recently came into a bunch of money, which is strange to me because usually I use a tissue.
Oh,
yeah. that one's 110% going to tonight. Sorry, Tazzy, AFL jokes just don't hold a candle to those.
Where is this G-rated rating?
Who's the G-rated? We haven't rated this show G in a long time.
We're here to talk about fucking footy.
That's it. I think Eggy's won tonight, Tazzy. You're 0-6.
Isn't it just footy, Eggy?
It is just footy. I just thought I'd put it out there for mature audiences.
Just footy.
All right,
no, Eggy's won that one tonight, I think.
Footy jokes are getting the arse. I'm going to bring something else.
No, bring something else, mate.
You just got to find what Todd likes. So I usually just go around the sexual or the gaming.
What Todd likes is not mums. That's what it is.
That's what it is. That is. You get a few of those jokes in, you're gonna rip it.
Oh,
AFL double. We wanted to touch on the AFL double.
We did.
3 teams unbeaten at the moment, with North Melbourne on top,
which is good to see.
Oh, it's good to see North flogging on. That's why we're ripping. There they are, ripping the girls. Flying along. Melbourne and Adelaide also going along nicely too.
The skills have definitely. I know I've touched on it the last few weeks, but the skills in most teams have definitely improved.
Yes, they have.
I haven't watched many games personally, but
I'm being North Melbourne. I've watched 2 of the North Melbourne games, and I think they've just done a bit of good recruiting because their team looks mighty fit and too quick for everyone at the moment.
You were good last year in your first year in as well, though.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to see North actually in the top half of the table.
Yeah, no, it's always. It'll be next year in the men's too. You just wait and see.
Good call.
Line up that ladder.
That's what we should do.
Line up that
Actually,
ladder.
that's what I want to bring up next week's. I won't do it this week because it could be a few teams to add to the list. But I want to see your top 5 teams to watch next year coming into next week. That's what I want to see.
Well, that's early. Don't we want to do that in our
We'll
pre-season
do that. Yeah, the.
predictions?
No, I want to do it. I want to do it this
We've got
year.
to see the trade though. Oh no, we can do it this year and see how right we are at the start of next year.
Yep.
All right. I like it. G'day, Artie. How you doing, buddy?
Welcome,
to the
Artie.
stream. All right, let's crack in.
All right,
Let's
let's
get it,
crack
dog.
into the first semi-final. I'll start this one, Tassie, because you were all on this one. Melbourne and Carlton. There's a few heart attacks going on during this game, mate.
Mate, I didn't think I had any more hair to lose.
No, I
But
was
I did.
having a heart attack, and I don't even go for Carlton.
It was a good game.
It was a mighty fine cup. I really think the Demons let themselves down again.
What, you wash your mouth out.
Carlton were good, but Demons very wasteful.
Yes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
17 behinds with 9 goals.
100%. To be fair, Gorn come out and said that the pressure from Carlton did make it very challenging to kick accurately. I don't know how he missed from where he did, but then in saying that, Harry Mackay's 2 sitters were
Yep.
Yeah, from the top of the goal square.
pretty ordinary as well.
But that being said, their forward line's been lacking for 5 or 6 weeks. It's a real thing they're going to have to fix on the off season and try and bolster that up.
Absolutely.
What-
It's pretty much French or nothing.
While we're on this game, I've got a bone to pick with Todd. So why are you always feeding it to us when Collingwood's just lose? When Carlton just lose, you don't seem to be feeding it to Taz or anyone.
Carlton just won that one, but
They
I
did.
did say Melbourne lost it. But a miracle the week before, that was just stir and turtle a bit. Miracle and ice, but Melbourne shouldn't have gone out in straight sets as they have.
Artie's put his 5 teams to watch next year. It's Hawthorn, and Hawks.
I reckon
Course he
Hawthorn will
has.
be in there. Yeah, I reckon Hawthorn's not a bad, especially they snagged Ben Mackay, but it might cost him a bank to do it because Essendon's going to go pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I think Mackay would be a great pickup for them. Him alongside Sicily, that'd do them for the next 4 or 5 years. I think just back on the Melbourne Carlton game, I really liked Clayton Oliver's act of sportsmanship, I will call it. Cripps had a bit more blood coming out his nose, and instead of Oliver calling out to the umpire to get a blood rule and Cripps sent off, he actually just told Cripper, "You got some blood running down," so he could wipe it off. I actually thought that was pretty cool.
5 minutes to go in the game, I would told the umpire get him off.
100%. Most, you know,
5
what,
minutes to go, bang, get him off the ground
most players probably would have.
because he wouldn't have got back on in time.
No, that's right. But did he? I don't think he had much to do with that last play, though.
Yeah, but the last 5 minutes he did.
Yeah, true. He did step up. I was literally at the end when Akers kicked that goal. I was literally sitting with my hands in my head in
I thought he
complete
missed it.
shock.
Oh, I thought he missed it. I dead set thought he missed that goal.
Yeah, so did I. I think that's part of the reason. Then they called it a goal, and then it was just I was on cloud 9 for a couple of hours after that. It was amazing.
No, it's a very good game. Very good game. Melbourne did let themselves down and shit the bed, but see how they go.
Yeah, I think Brayshaw
All
hurt
credit to Carlton, though.
Yep.
them. Brayshaw definitely hurt them not being in. He's a fantastic player. So hopefully he's on the mend as well. I haven't heard any updates on him. Have you guys?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I did hear he wants to play on. I think he's playing on next year. He did come out and say that.
Yep.
He wanted to play on. There was a bit of controversy surrounding whether he would play on or not.
Yes, I did hear that because it's his 5th or 6th head knock.
Yeah, he's had a few.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
that's why he's got the helmet, I suppose.
Another shout out to Melbourne. Stephen May, best game I've seen him play. Best game. 21 disposals.
You obviously
blanketed
don't watch
Charlie
May
Curnow.
very often because
Yeah, he does it.
he does it all the time.
No, he does, but not to that extent.
I think
don't know.
he was just trying to shut Charlie Curnow down.
Yeah, he was literally throwing everything out there. I have seen him play, and he's an elite defender.
Him
I
and
just
Lever
feel
are
like-
pretty good.
Yeah,
They
both pretty
are.
good when they're up and running.
Yeah, and they work well together.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things Melbourne did is they identified May and Lever, and they went and got them within 2 years of each other.
Yeah, that's it. Went and got them to work together.
Yeah. So, because where was Lever beforehand? Was he Adelaide or Essendon?
I was going to say Adelaide. I believe it's Adelaide.
Adelaide was it?
Yeah,
Yep,
I
and
think it was
May
Adelaide. Yeah,
May was Gold
it wasn't
Coast.
Essendon.
Imagine Gold Coast list if they didn't lose any players.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
couldn't keep more. Imagine their salary cap space now. Like it's just
True.
it's unrealistic.
They'll be a team to watch next year, though.
They'll be definitely a team to watch. Then the next game. This is the mighty Giants over the Port.
It was pretty good up until just before half time when Giants just started creeping away.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, I think the Giants they got off to an early lead too, didn't they? And they just sort of held it.
well, I thought that they were going pretty much goal for goal, pretty close at the start there. They were sort of teeter-topping each other.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. It was.
And then I think just like near the end of the third quarter there, I think they got 2 or 3 goals in front, and then in the third they might have even got a couple more in front, and they sort of held that lead. I think Port Adelaide came again, and then they just
Yeah,
hit,
so
hit the afterbursts and took off again.
Halfway through the second, they had a 4-goal burst in the second.
Yeah,
and then they never got reeled back from there.
They've been doing that, the Giants. They've had the ability to kick a lot of goals quickly, like pile them on in a row,
yeah.
and really put it up against the opposition.
And they do it quick, but they're fast. They're the tsunami. It's the Richmond style from a couple of years ago that won Richmond so many flags, and it's just run.
Yep.
And it's good to watch. Good football to watch.
They've got the players to do it as well.
Yeah.
Now I'll throw this Dixon. Do you think that pick hurt Port Adelaide?
I do, yeah. I don't think he was fit enough, or
I don't think he was anywhere near fit enough, and
No.
you could tell watching the game he was nowhere near fit enough, and didn't look fit, didn't get near the ball. I reckon it cost him.
yeah. Because when did he play last? Was it around the bye?
I think so. It was like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago.
Because
9 maybe.
it's a long time out to come into it for a pretty big game.
Yeah.
Well, that leads us into. Are we going? Yeah. No, we're going on to the next. We'll go on to this next game because that leads us into what I was about to discuss in this next game. Nick Dacos. He's
Next
coming off
game.
and.
There was only 2 games on the weekend, mate.
No. We're going to talk about the next game. We're
You mean
leading into the
games?
upcoming game. The upcoming. We're leading into probably the biggest in of the season, but he's been out for 7 or 8 weeks. Is
Yes.
Dacos going to be fit enough to keep up with the Giants?
Well, it's
Okay.
Hey, Mackay, you can leave him out.
looks like he's starting from the bench, but we'll see if he does actually start from the bench.
He
Huge
might.
in.
Yeah, huge in, but huge in if he's fit enough.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of reports, and there was a report 2 weeks ago he'd done 15 minutes of running for the
I
last
heard
6 or
one-
7 weeks.
I heard one yesterday. Josh Gablich was saying that he was at the Pies training, and in the first 10 minutes, he probably had 7 to 8 touches running off half back in their practice match. Now, I
In
know
their
the
practice
practice
match, yeah.
matches aren't anywhere near as physical as what an AFL final game is, but he was running with no sign of any injury, started on half back, had burst through the middle. I think being as young as he is, but being the professional that he is, like he's an ultimate professional. I don't think he'll have any issues running out the game.
But then let me put this to you. If he's running off half back, do you leave him on Betford or Daniels? Because you cannot let those 2 players run for wild like Dacos does.
I don't think that
He's
will
going to play
matter too
half
much.
back. He's going to have to be Bedford or Daniels. And if you let those 2 players go,
I think you're going to find him. He's going to be all over. I reckon he's going to spend a little bit of time in the forward. Yeah, I reckon
you don't reckon he'll play back?
I don't reckon.
I think he'll rotate through there because
Yeah.
he will also make them be accountable. It's not
This
just
is true.
about
And they're more like they more play a zone defense than they do play a player on player. We got bro just die up the baggers.
Hey.
Up the baggers. We'll get to that game in a
We
minute.
do.
But yeah, no, that was just obviously the biggest in of the year. He's Brownlow favourite. Well, was the Brownlow favourite for so long. Coming back in a qualifying final. Or
Sock the blue bagger. Thanks for the follow.
Hey, thanks very much.
Thank you. The other big Cox at the ruck, I suppose that's no surprise. But the other one I thought was a surprise was Noble not getting back in.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Well, and I saw Ginnivan shot, but he was a sub anyway, so he could be coming back in. But maybe they might name Noble as the the sub this week.
Well, you've
It's
got the
just-
emergencies there. You've got Noble, McRae, Frampton, and Guinea. So
Yeah, so one of
any
them
one of those.
could be yeah.
And
Well-
just while we're talking about Noble, I'll fire this quick question. Would you be at Collingwood next year if you were Noble?
He's contracted, isn't he?
I think he's got a 1 year, but would you ask for a trade?
I wouldn't. No,
I
I'd fight
would
for my
dead
spot.
set be on the bike out of there.
Because
But well, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes too. You
You
don't,
don't know either, but
like-
what the all reports we've got is he's been done dirty 85 games in a row and then gets dropped in the final.
yeah,
But-
but Markov's also been playing better. Like
This is
you-
probably
you've-
true, yeah.
you've
but-
got to be able to perform to your best to keep your spot. That's just the harsh industry of AFL
But it
footy.
was obviously a shock. If you've seen his face when he wasn't picked, it was obviously a shock. He didn't realise it was coming, so you can't say he was. And I don't think he was out of form either.
I don't think it's out of form either. But
I don't think so.
I think there might be other plans for him come next week if everything goes good.
Yeah, you reckon he's
Potentially,
getting back in? Yeah.
How did Markov play last week?
I thought
Week before.
they were all Markov and that were all pretty good, except for I think Lipinski dropped the ball a couple of times. But yeah, he's probably one. But he plays more of a forward role, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
off the half forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there with
he-
you.
Yeah, it's Oh, Artie's just put in chat here: Brisbane versus GWS, and Sock the Blue Bag has got. I would ask for a trade because I respect myself more than to pull on a Pies Guernsey. Flip the bird when I see a real life magpie or a 4 and 20 pie. I hate them that much.
I'm not asking for a trade for those reasons, but I'd be asking for a trade just because I feel they've done him dirty.
I have a feeling I know who Sock the Blue Bagger is. I like it. And welcome to the stream. You and Bro Just Die.
So, were
Completely.
we going to go through the sides? Did you want to take us through the sides, Eggy, since your team's
Well,
playing?
I was thinking when you said you want Noble in there, but you got Murphy, Moore, and Quaynor in the fullback. You got halfback Maynard, Pendlebury, and Howe. Who would you take out of there to put Noble in?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. Who you got on the bench?
And you got Dacos and Markov as well on the bench.
It's very. It's I don't know. I don't think I'd have Markov in.
He's been playing well.
That's,
though.
I think he's a good player, but I reckon Noble's been playing better.
Yeah.
See, I think you could take Lipinski out. You could have Dacos running through half forward with Mitchell as well, because he's been running through the forward line a little bit, not too much, and then put Noble in. So then you've got Markov who can Noble can also play wing as well as halfback, and then Markov can do the same on the other side, and you've got Dacos and Mitchell to cover Lipinski.
That
Yeah.
being said, to Steele side bottom, you reckon he's going again?
Brody, I knew it was Brody.
Depends how this year turns out. I reckon if he goes
If
again.
they win, he's done. If
Alright,
they
yeah.
don't, then it's it. So that might be where Noble fits in next year. That might be the plan for him.
He's had a good season, side bottom.
He has.
Anyway,
had a really good
continue with the
season.
team there, Eggy.
Yeah. So
We're
yeah,
halfway through.
in the centres there we got Slide Bottom, Jordan DeGoey, and Josh Dacos out on the other wing. Half forward we got Bradley Hill, Brody Myercheck, and Paddy Lipinski. Forward we got Jamie Elliott, McStay, and Hoskin Elliott.
Jamie Elliott due, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a big
and then
game?
I'll just go through
He
GWS.
just. Yep.
There you go. No, you reckon he's due?
I reckon it's better off this year. He's better off kicking on the run than he is taking a set shot.
Yeah, you don't
Unless
reckon he's...
unless he's in that right hand corner pocket, it always seems to be on the wrong pocket to be kicking. He should be kicking from the
This
opposite.
is true.
He was kicking
Oh.
good early.
Yeah,
He was winning games early on in the season, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was.
All right, so starting the back line, we've got Buckley, Taylor. Oh, I hate this name. Erden, I think it is. Is
Where are
it
you
Cam
looking?
Erden for
Iden?
GWS? Iden? I hate
Oh,
saying his
Iden.
name.
Iden.
Iden, that's it.
Iden. And
Then we
first of all, just before you continue, just want to say welcome back to Cody.
Cody, welcome.
Welcome back, Cody. Then we've got Lockie Ash, Himmelberg, Whitfield, Callahan, Green, and Kelly. Then Bedford, Riccardi, Daniels, Lloyd, Hogan, and Toby Green up the front there with the followers. You got Briggs, who made a recovery. There was a bit of doubt with him in the weed.
There was.
Ward and Cornelio.
can I just Jesse Hogan, right? In the last 4 weeks, has
He's been
had something
huge.
like
Yeah.
30 to 40 shots on goal.
Yeah, been huge.
That is massive. If he can actually finally live up to his potential, he could be a chance for the Coleman next year.
And straighten up though. I think at the moment he's a terrible kick.
Yeah.
Well, what did he kick last round? He kicked 8 or 9.
He kicked
Last
9,
week
I
he
believe.
kicked 4-4. Still 8 shots on goal.
And
That's
2 out
huge.
in the fulls. No, there was 10 shots on goal because he had
Was
2
it
out in the
10?
fulls as well. Yeah.
Whoa, that's massive. Cody's just got here. Sorry, boys. Had gone through to phone. Also lost my footy finals in straight sets. So cricket season has started.
He's up to cricket. What
I
he's
love
done.
it.
Is Taylor usually full back like that, or is
Yes.
he?
Yes,
is?
yeah.
Yeah, Sam Taylor,
Taylor's
a
yeah.
freak.
Yeah, he
yeah,
is.
He's
a
a
freak.
fullback. Yeah.
Absolute freak.
So do we want to do tips now, or
Yeah, we can go
we'll
each
have
game.
tips
Yeah.
while we go each game? Well, I've got GWS and a nail biter. This is I genuine think this is a 50-50 game.
I think it's a 50-50. Like the form states like GWS are hot on form. They're looking good. They lost that grand final in 2019, so they're hungry. But then it goes the same with Collingwood. Collingwood got knocked out by GWS in 2019 to make.
And Collingwood's probably the best team of the year going
Yeah.
up against the most informed team in the year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the superstars versus the informed team.
And as this the 2 week break, not 2 week, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, week off,
play
week off.
Yeah, I don't know if it's helped or it's hindered them.
Well, that's the big issues I've got on Collingwood Brisbane this week is the other. I hate the first bye.
Yeah,
I think it hinders the ones who earn the right for the week off.
because that's what I reckon. GWS. I reckon that week off helped them, so that they got the rest and they can come firing into finals.
And now, who can't win 4 games in a row?
Yeah,
Like you get a week off.
Some teams do not benefit from the bye. Even look mid-season, how many teams coming off the bye actually lost to a team that played the previous week?
Because match fitness is the thing, and when you're training, yes, you're training, you're having inter-club matches, but it's not match fitness.
Hey, did you want to catch up on chat?
there's more pressure for the Pies when there is, especially being at home, especially with the ticket sales. 90,000 Collingwood members to 5,000 GWS members.
You missed one from Sock the Blue Bagger.
Oh, did I? Oh, he can't win the Coleman. He's now exclusively on Charlie Curnow until he retires. I like seeing Charlie Curnow do well because I know in the Melbourne Storm we got Ryan Pappenhausen went over and got the same surgery. Well, not the surgery and the same problems that he had with his knee over in America, and he's gone and done the same thing. So I like to hear when he's doing good. It makes me think that Ryan Pappenhausen is going to do good.
And we wish Pappenhausen a speedy recovery.
He does,
We
yeah.
do. That was a bad break.
It wasn't as bad as first thought, so he should be back into training in January. They're saying.
Oh,
Beautiful.
fantastic!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Aggie, did you give us a pick for this game?
We know who I pick, but I'm too scared to say it because I'm not confident.
Gotta say it.
Tazzy?
Gotta say it.
Like Cody said, I'm going with what Cody said.
He's going with Collingwood.
Going with Pies. I like it. Brody, does Sock have a Collingwood supporting mother?
Tazzy, you got to give us a tip too, mate.
I do. Look, it's line ball. I think it's going to be a high-scoring, fast, intense game because both teams love to attack and move the ball really quickly.
They're both rebounders too.
Absolutely. But I do... I'm going to go GWS only because that's what I've thought all week. But like we've said,
It's a genuine 50-50.
Yeah.
It is.
What about you?
Yeah, I was GWS, yeah. I picked GWS off the top. I think it's
GWS,
genuinely
yep.
50-50, but Hogan and Green will fire, I think.
Yeah. Look, I hope Elliot fires for the Pies as well because he is.
Yep.
But Dan McStay, I don't expect much from him because Sam Taylor's just a freak.
Yep.
Absolute freak. Cody's got here Pies v Blues Granny, and Artie reckons GWS Premier. And Cody here, Maynard will keep Green to 2 goals. Well, actually,
Last time he kicked 5 on him.
yes,
And that's Quaynor.
Quaynor,
that was
was, it? Yeah.
Quaynor. That was Quaynor. He has, I think he's only kicked 3 goals. 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 3 3 or 4 goals on Maynard, and Maynard's played the most minutes on him. So
Well, we will see. Well, let's kick on to that. I do like that. That's an AFL wet dream, that Collingwood Carlton, that comment we had
Yeah.
before. I think
absolutely,
if it's Collingwood Carlton AFL, the only winner is the AFL. They will have an absolute wet dream over that. There will be 140,000 people standing around the ground at the MCG, cheering from the outside.
It was already nearly collapsing from the weight last weekend, apparently. AFL conspiracy, they want Carlton Collingwood grand final. Melbourne isn't ready for another Collingwood Carlton grand final.
Oh, I don't think they are. That's the biggest. We actually Googled it today, and it was back when there was no restrictions. 124,000, I think they had at the last Collingwood Carlton grand final.
At the G. That's
the
just
G.
unheard of now. We'll never see that number again.
You can't now. It's just health and safety reasons.
Yeah.
All right, we better get into the next game because we are just dragging this along.
That's all right. We haven't got... Oh, we've got a bit to talk about.
We got a bit. But I know you want to get onto this one, Tassie, because it's Brisbane Carlton up at the Gabba. We'll let you go through your Blue Boys.
Chills, mate. Chills.
Chills.
Before I get into that, I'm just going to say Sock's not going to like me after this segment.
We all know that because you've tipping Carlton, tipping Brisbane because you've tipped them the last 10 times for Carlton to lose, and they've won the last 10 games.
It's worked.
So we all know who you're going this week. You going to read us through?
Yeah, I can run us through this one. So the ins for Brisbane is Darcy Gardner, who replaces the injured Jack Payne, which is massive.
Big out.
And Jared Lyons, the sub. Then Carlton have got Harry Mackay and Jack Martin and Jordan Boyd coming in.
Interesting. That one.
Which is a surprise. And he's replacing the omitted Brodie Kemp, which I was genuinely surprised with. David Cunningham doesn't surprise me. Matty Kennedy, I thought he played pretty well, but that's a straight swap for Jack Martin.
And Hurdy's favourite player, the superstar.
Yeah, Matthew Owies, or Owies as Hurdy calls him. So pretty two of them there that kind of, well, actually one that two that surprised me. Yeah, Kemp and Owies surprised me.
But winning a final and changing drastically. I know they had to bring Martin back in. They had to bring Mackay back in.
Yep.
So I suppose you're probably okay, those two changes, but it's just a lot of change before a final.
I can see why Jordan Boyd was brought in, though, because I'd imagine that they're trying to match the leg speed of Brisbane's smalls. Like, when we go through the Brisbane team shortly, they've got Cameron, Bailey, Rayner, Archie, these sort of players, and they're not slow players.
No, then you've got Zorko, McCluggage, Dunkley.
Right. That's right. So you kind of need players that are going to be able to keep up with them instead of just having Adam Sard and Sincotta. So I can see why they've done it. I'll run through the Carlton team.
You run through the side, yep.
You go through the Brizzy one. So starting in the forward line, we've got Fogarty, Curnow and Motlop. Then we've got DeConing, Mackay and Doherty. Now, I'm expecting Charlie Curnow to have a pretty good game, considering he's been rather quiet.
He's been pretty average in the final so far.
He has.
Well, I think
last week.
Yeah, I think they've tried to shut him down, but with Jack Payne out, I think that helps them. And then I don't see what's his name. I can't remember. I don't see Harris Andrews going to him. But
I think it'll be Gardner that they have to put on him.
This is where, when the media and everyone was saying that Harry Mackay is not important to Carlton's side, he's very important because he takes another key defender away from Charlie.
Yeah.
It's so important for the team and the structure to have Mackay in the team to take one of those other tall defenders. Going across the centre line, we've got Akers on one wing, Cripps and Hollands on the other, who's come into the side after being the sub last week. Halfback, we've got Marchbank, McGovern and Nick Newman, who again has been outstanding. And then in the back pocket, we've got Sincotta and Wiedering along with Sard beside him. Followers, so we've got Pitto starting in the ruck with Chera and Walsh, ruck and ruck rover, the old school positions. On the bench, we've got Boyd, Hewitt, Cottrell and Martin, with the emergencies Cunningham, Kemp, Kennedy and Owies, the 4 players omitted.
All right, we might as well go through the Brisbane then, eh? We'll start in the forward line where you started. We've got Rayner, Danaher and Archie. We've got Cameron, Hipwood and Bailey. That's a pretty potent forward line there.
Absolutely.
That's then across the centre we've got McCluggage, Dunkley, and Zorko. McKernan, Lester, and Coleman. Starkovic, Andrews, and Gardner, the late in, which was interesting to see how he'll play. The followers, we've got McInerney, which is going to be an interesting battle between him and Pitner, Neil, and Berry. On the interchange, it's Robinson, McCarthy, Fletcher, and I can't. Wilmot, I believe
Wilmot.
that last one is. I cannot see that.
and it's McKenna as well. Just
McKenna, is it?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
better. They've just upped it for me.
I was just gonna catch us up on chat a bit before we
move on. Yeah.
continue. So Artie's got Gold Coast to win VFL Grand Final. I think that's a given.
That's a given. Yeah, they're the favourites.
Brody up the Owies, the way he spelt it, yes. And then Sock has got here, I've heard Sincotta under an injury cloud. I think he'll be a late out and Kemp will come back in. I'd like to see that because Kemp's actually got a bit of speed to him as well. Sneaky's got Gabba is a small deck and need the pace, but Kemp should have stayed. Mackay in helps Kerno. Kerno wouldn't have been manhandled last week. I agree with that. And then I love it when you talk dirty talk Taz with an eggplant emoji.
Also, while we're there, on big shout out to the Carlton supporters. There's 14,000 tickets were sold to the Gabba match, and only 23,000 to the Brisbane Lions fans. So it's going to be. It's not as lopsided as you would think it is. So there's a lot of Carlton supporters making the trip up there. It's good to see.
Getting up there.
Yeah.
Especially
they haven't played finals for how long?
10 years.
No, footy flight's pretty cheap actually, Tassie. They do deals.
$1,200.
To get to Brisbane.
Yeah.
They
They
put,
all-
On the wrong.
they put it up. $1,200 they went.
Yeah.
Just drive. It's only 18 hours.
Well, a lot of people are. They're all over the news tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no
Drive up
accommodation.
Friday. Sleep in your car. Drive home Sunday.
It's going to be I think it's going to be tough for Carlton. I think they're going to be hungover, as we call it, and I called that after we played Melbourne last time, and we had GWS the week after. We were sluggish in that game. GWS were very good. Brisbane again,
Very good at the Gabba.
The week off could go either way, but 51 of the last 58 matches that they've played there, and they haven't lost this year.
No, they haven't lost all year. I think 4 of those games were in finals though, so that's a good promising sign. They've lost 4 of their 58 were in finals.
Yep.
At the Gabba.
That is true. We'll start with you, Moist. Who's your tip?
I'd love to say Carlton because I want a GWS Carlton granny, but Brisbane are going to be too good up there. Too quick, too strong. I hope the week off hurts them because GWS Carlton would be 2 teams haven't won it for 20 plus years and one hasn't won it at all. I think that'd be a great game, but I can't see them getting past Brisbane.
Yeah. Eggy?
I'm the same. I think Brisbane have been too consistent all year, especially into the end of the year, and I just see them making it. I reckon it's going to be a great game. I reckon it'll be within a goal. I think it's 18 points that they're giving them for the Lions. So I reckon you could even put a bill on that.
That's pretty close.
Yeah,
that's pretty close. Sock's got here. And I just saw Brody's question regarding my mother. No, mate, if I was born to a pie supporting mum, I think I'd crawl back into the afterbirth bucket.
We've got a lot of pie love on this show, don't we? A lot of pie love, considering we've got one of the founding members who's a pie supporter.
They come out in droves, mate.
They do
when they're doing well. And,
yeah.
I hope you are all here next week. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I've heard a lot of hate about Carlton supporters though, and I tend to agree because round 12,
yeah,
they were copping abuse, and now the lid's off. We never doubted them. We've been fans since day one. We never got off them.
They're not supporters, mate. Us realists, all right.
Let's touch on that. Do you reckon how badly they went and how they were treated by their supporters? Do you reckon that helped them, like pushed them harder this year, or?
I don't know. I reckon it cost them a few games. Imagine that. Imagine getting that
food and food thrown at you, spat on.
Say you're working at a bank and you give him a dirty $50 mate. You dirty bastard, throws it back at you, and it can't be good for you.
No,
I mean,
not for
you
your
know what?
mental
No one
health.
deserves to be spoken to that way. It's absolutely horrendous that, and I'm going to say the feral Carlton supporters are the ones that acted that way.
Sock the Blue Baggers put Blues in a close one. Should only win by 58 points.
I hope so. I genuinely hope it's a GWS Blues final, but I think Brisbane will get up.
And
And
Artie's got
the other
here,
one can go either way too.
nothing like losing another grand final if you happen to make it. I think he's aiming that at you, Eggy.
At the
Oh, you-
Collingwools,
you-
they've
you-
lost 26, I believe, now, haven't they?
You'd know that feeling too, Artie, being a Hawk supporter. I've seen a few times Sydney won that.
And I'm the same as you guys. I do think Brisbane's going to be too strong. I'm so sorry, Sock. I do
So we've got
apologise.
3 Brisbanes, 2 GWS, and a Collingwood.
We
So,
do.
And then 12 Carlton, I think.
Fun fact.
In chat.
None of the coaches have coached their own team in a grand final.
none have been head coaches for a grand final.
That's right.
Well, I think
that's a really fun. We're going to have
it's
at least
Flossy's
one
second year, isn't it? It's Fly's second year. Chris
Fagan's
Fagan,
50th.
yeah, 50th year coaching.
50th, probably.
It's
I
his
thought-
50th birthday too.
Yeah, Fly's 50th birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
50th birthday.
It's his
on
birthday
game day. So.
on game day, so
That's unreal.
yeah, and it's his 50th coaching match as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 50th coach match on his 50th birthday. That's correct.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That is
so
pretty good.
surely they're going to lift for that, aren't they?
Oh, I think
Trying.
they don't really need to lift. I think they're just going to cruise.
2006, Cody. West Coast versus Sydney
6-pointer.
was the last time it was a non-Victorian grand final.
Ooh,
And it was at one point, I think that's when Ty Kennelly actually got the game-saving mark with
Sydney West Coast, they went 2 or 3 in a row.
They did great games.
No, it
they
wasn't
were.
Ty Kennelly. It was
Leo Barry.
Leo Barry, you star.
Barry.
How do you forget that? Leo
Yeah,
Barry, you star.
Forgot it. All right, so I got you guys to prep something earlier today. Now, what's your prediction for this weekend, or what's something that you want to? I can't even remember what I wrote in the message now. So I'll just go first. We'll just make it easier. So
You just have a crack.
I've just got the double Ds this weekend, and what I mean by that is I think that the dominant defensive units are going to be what wins the teams the games. So we've got 4 of the best defenders in the league playing in these games. You got Darcy Moore from Pies, you got Sam Taylor from GWS, you got Harris Andrews from Brisbane, and you got Wiedering from Carlton. They're all elite players.
they are.
What was yours, Eggy? I remember you sent it.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. Was a bag of Charlie.
Bang,
So there's
Charlie.
two
I'm glad
Charlies.
You picked that game because I've got the other game.
we got Charlie Cameron, Charlie Curnow. Whoever kicks the bag's going to win them the game, I reckon. But obviously it's going to be hard to kick him a bag. But I think Charlie Cameron kicked 4 in his last time. So, but I think with what's the name? I can't remember who their out was now. Jack Payne out. I think Curnow's going to step up this game. I think he's going to kick pretty close to 5.
Huge call.
Yeah.
Huge call.
Now
What's
I've
yours,
got
Moisty?
this one into the next one. I've got Green's Magic.
Green.
Green's
Tom
Magic.
Green.
There's 2
Tom
greens.
Green and Toby Green to dominate and win a flag for GWS, their first flag.
I
I've
like
got
it.
them going back to back.
Both been huge.
I can't
Yeah,
like
both
it.
been huge.
I'm not allowed to
You
like
can't
it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, that's the teams and our tips in chat. Who have you guys all got? Have you got put your tips in? We'd love to
I'd
see
like to
who's got
say,
what.
Moist, you had a perfect round last week too. It's the first
About
time
time.
this season I've picked a perfect round.
Oh,
Super
nice.
too.
It was pretty did good to get Carlton.
Yeah, got Carlton and I got GWS, the 2 underdogs.
Yep.
Would have been worth having a pretty penny on those 2.
It would have.
Sneaky's gone. I'd love Carlton to win. Not confident, but shit, they believe at the moment. You can feel their belief. Cody's got Pies and Blues. Sneaky's
Ooh.
got GWS and Blues. Oof.
There's a lot of GWS and Blues going on.
Yeah.
I
You
think
watch-
it's the underdog story. Everyone's just hoping for it because they both haven't won. If you're not
Yeah.
a fan of these clubs, you just want one of the 2 that haven't won it for a while to get up.
I think so.
Yeah, like I want Carlton to get up. Especially
say
that
that
14,000 of the supporters are going up there.
People say that until Carlton win the flag, and then they're like, "Oh, their supporters are dickhead." I mean, people
Oh,
say
I-
their supporters are
But
dickhead.
then
I
they go.
prefer GWS over Carlton.
But then I don't want Carlton to win because then they go outright of winning the most premierships. Because they go to 17, beating Essendon, don't they?
That's
I'm
that's
okay
what
with that.
Danny was telling me that. He
And
goes,
then-
Carlton can't win this year.
And then
Well,
if Collingwood get it, I think they come to 16 with you.
You
So,
come tied, yeah. So
Yeah.
the 3 teams will be tied on 16.
If Carlton wins it, and that's a massive if, I'll have to send a message out to Dunning.
Yeah, Danny will not be happy with that. That's the one thing he said. He said Carlton can't win it, and he doesn't want Collingwood to win it either because then they're tied.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So he's on
You
a
can't have that.
GWS Brisbane grand final, I believe.
Cannot have that. Sock's got here. Collingwood won't be dominated by the Greens, Moisty. They're very used to greens. Aren't they given green tracksuits when they go to jail?
I believe it's orange, isn't it?
That's-
It could be colorblind. Cody, I think GWS will choke. Brody, Carlton don't want Collingwood to win the match. Sneaky, if Carlton can't win it, neither can Collingwood.
I think Carlton would prefer Collingwood to win it. I think they've got more chance
Yeah.
of beating Collingwood than GWS.
I actually agree with that. I do agree with that. Let's move into some AFL news before we move into your sports review, Eggy.
Too easy.
Do you want to kick us off with the first couple, Moisty?
Yeah, I can read this one. This is obviously the biggest news coming out of Tigerland. Adam Uze will be named in the next couple of days as the new head coach.
Huge.
Very huge.
I thought he was going to get a crack. I had him in, if you look back in Gold Coast, I had him, you guys picking what percentage he'd be at Gold Coast. So we knew he was going somewhere.
Yep.
I didn't think
Very
he'd go to
high.
Richmond. but
I was thinking when they had Cochin come in and then they had what's it call it?
Buckley.
Yeah, Buckley come in. I thought they might have the interim coach. They might have been looking at him to stay on, but maybe they didn't like what Cochin said.
I do believe they've been a bit brave. There's not many clubs in their position do this now. Go with a completely fresh coach and give him a shot.
Well, I think Uze was on like a lot of people's lists last year, but I think like Craig McRae.
Essendon and
Yeah.
they were on Essendon North. He was all interviewing for all them, and he got turned over. Gold Coast, he was on their list, got turned over. But yeah, I reckon he'll go all right. Oh, Uze.
Uze's officially been named as well, by the way. It's formal now.
Oh yeah, no, it was formal before we went on air.
You said in the next couple of days, and Cody's already announced.
Oh, it's announced, but he'll be publicly announced. Like that, they'll go into the press conference with him, and I don't know if they've
all
done
that
that
stuff.
yet.
Yeah, that's true.
The next one, Goldie has informed North Melbourne he wants to be in another club, which will likely be Essendon for the next 2 years. I've heard he's
Interesting
going
call.
over there.
Very interesting.
I thought if he's leaving, I don't think North offered him a contract for starters, and he wants to play on. But I thought it would be a Port Adelaide, a Cats, Swans, target. Obviously not Swans now with Grundy going there, but target someone in the premiership window.
Well, it won't be Port. It couldn't be Port either. They're going to struggle to get the trades in for the players that have nominated.
Yeah, but you don't need to trade for Goldie. He's a unrestricted free agent.
That is true. That is true.
You can get him for nothing. You do not need to trade for him.
But they probably don't want him with Jordan Sweet. They might have already promised him.
Yeah, well, that's true. But then Essendon's got Draper,
Brian.
Bryant. Where's Toddy's going to be in the same position? He's going to a club that's rebuilding, getting young kids through, and he's going to be the third teaching ruckman. It's going to be a weird position anyway.
He's better off going to Geelong after all this time.
Yeah.
He's got
should have
something
gone
to
last
offer
year.
them.
Yeah. Cody just put he's done and dusted Goldie. Wouldn't trade a cheeseburger for him.
Oh, he's
He
pretty
actually-
good top ruckman. He's a pretty good number one tack ruckman. Like
He is.
he's probably the fourth best.
And he
fourth
still
or
plays
fifth
well
ruck in
around
the
the
comp.
ground too.
Like you'd have to think he's getting pushed out. Like he's not being asked to
Oh,
stay.
they
'Cause-
didn't offer him a contract because he hadn't played until Cherry got injured. He wasn't playing.
Because looking at their list, you got Harry Cheetle or whatever. Won his first, won the best and fairest in his first year. You got Larky knocking on the door of the Coleman. Like they're going places, I reckon.
They're
North
going
Melbourne.
places. And me and my brother were talking about this. You get North Melbourne in 2 or 3 years is going to be scary.
Yeah, we'll say in that halfway through the season
Yeah.
as well.
Going to be scary.
If
They
they
can
pick
keep
up,
those kids together.
if you pick up Reed and Sanders, that's going
There
to
was
be massive.
Sanders. That's another bit of news. I don't know if I've got this in there, but Sanders. Did we throw that in the list?
No, I did throw that in there.
We didn't. I'll just cover that now. Sanders has been added to the North Melbourne Academy
Oh,
at the Gold Coast. I don't think they've got him yet because normally Victorian teams can only use it for picks over 40.
Correct.
But they might be getting some compensation. We'll have to wait till grand final day or
hear
grand
more
final
about
week.
Which should be interesting. Cody's got his Sheasel North's new ruckman, and then
Get him in there. He can play anywhere.
Maybe even a good match at Collingwood. Could still be an improvement on Cox and Cameron. Do you know what? It's actually a fair point.
I don't mind Cox.
Cox and Goldie probably too similar in regards to.
I think Goldie kicks Cox out though. I don't think Cox out-rucks Goldie.
I don't think so either. Cox has been good this final series though.
Yeah,
he's been very good.
Then we've got Kajiski nominating the Tigers.
That was a surprise. I didn't even hear about him on the rumour list.
No, I thought it was a shot too.
Good for Tigers though. Ruthway rolled out.
Where's he from? Yeah.
Artie, what are your thoughts on that? I'd like, because you're a Hawthorn supporter, you probably know. I mean, you would know Kazichki more than what we would. What are your thoughts on him going to the Tigers? Do you think it's a good pickup with Reebok retiring?
And the new Tigers, how do you say it? Uzi?
Uze.
Where's he?
Played at Melbourne.
But it's a assistant coach somewhere, wasn't
he? GWS, I believe he was assistant.
Oh, yeah.
He's been around a while.
No, that was Herd.
Yeah, I'm not sure where at the moment, but
he might be in VFL, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is he with Port?
Port, was it?
No,
I know he's been around. He's been around to a few clubs.
Yeah.
If anyone in chat knows where Uze is currently an assistant coach, let us know, please. That'd be amazing.
I'll let you take over from here, Taz, because you broke this story to me.
All right, mid-season trades period could be coming in as soon as next year. Something we actually discussed earlier this season on the show. It'll be interesting to see what they do for players traveling into state and whatnot. I like it.
I like it, except it's probably going to leave the West Coast and Sydney. If you're playing to get the bottom end player, so say you're moving as a ruck but only get paid 90 to 100K, it's a big move.
They'll pay your costs, though. They will pay your costs.
I know that, but it's still, you got to uproot your life to go there, sort of thing. I don't know.
It's true.
It's good. I think it's good.
It's also the AFL dream as well.
That's true. And you're not going to move clubs mid-season for a 1-year deal either.
Yeah, correct.
I suppose you'll find it'll be 2-3 year deals that will happen in these mid-seasons.
Yeah. If this was in this year, Paddy Dow most likely wouldn't have been there for the second half of the year.
He'd be at St Kilda already, which
correct.
Is where I think he's going next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Eggy, do you want to catch us up on chat a little bit, mate, from Archie?
We had if Kazichki, I don't know how to say it, frees up money, then there's the door. Uze was at Hawks and has been D's backing coach since 2021. Cody's put he was at Melbourne. Artie's put maybe higher draft picks. Paddy Dow to Hawks.
Paddy Dow to Hawks? I thought it was nearly a done deal to Saints.
I think he is a done deal. I'm pretty sure that's already done. It's just the formality of waiting for trade day.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, huge news with the mid-season trade period. And thank you for letting us know where Uze was as well. I know he was playing for Shep United at one point after he retired. Swans out of the Ben Mackay, that is, race.
Yeah.
But the Pies have entered it.
Now, we were talking about this, and a few Pies supporters I was talking to about don't reckon they have the cap for him. And they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay because Essendon's going to come hard for him. We know Essendon wants him. Essendon probably going to be 850, maybe pushing 9, I think.
Which is
ridiculous. But they've got 3 teams chasing him. And to get him in the door at Essendon over Hawthorn, I think it's going to have to be more money. So I'd rather play at Hawthorn's list upcoming than Essendon. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But Swans are talking about taking Brody Grundy, is that right?
Correct.
And I think
I'm pretty sure
Pies are still paying that, and I think it's a separate deal to the deal he's got with Demon. So even after he goes to Sydney, he'll be paying that. So could there be a deal there somewhere where Pies made the Swans drop out? so they could try and pick up McKay. Do you think?
I don't think so.
I think the Pies half of the contract is with Grundy. That's separate to AFL now. That's just paid in a back room, not a back room. It obviously comes out of their salary cap.
Yeah.
But Melbourne had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, if Sydney want him, they're going to have to pay all Melbourne's contract. They're not going to cop any of it.
Yeah. They're not going to copy any of the Pies on that. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, so they're probably looking at paying Grundy 600k.
Yeah.
Which
but
is fair.
it's quite interesting. I think the Swans dropping out is because McKay doesn't want to leave his brother. I think he wants to stay in Melbourne or settled, not so much brother, but he's settled in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, go to Hawks and Essendon for money, or go to Collingwood for less money, but a quicker chance at a premiership, and you're playing for a club that's bigger than where his brother's playing. So he'll get to experience the same atmosphere. Because you listen to him talk on the podcast, and Harry always talks about how good it is to play for a big Melbourne club. And I feel, and this is just my opinion, I feel that Ben wants that.
And you haven't ruled out the last option. He could stay.
He could.
There's no announcement saying he's gone yet, which this time of the season is very weird because the NF has happened, the end of year balls happened.
I was listening to Sheasel the other day. He was on the radio after winning the best and fairest. He was saying that he wants him to stay. Like he's one of his good mates too, and he'd love to see him stay. So
Marco loves him.
So I don't know if it might be the same as the Dusty thing where Dusty flirted with North to get Richmond to cough up a bit more.
Yep.
But you don't know. Like it's a weird situation because normally they're out. Normally all the teams that are considering him are out. Apart from unless they're trading from Collingwood, that could be what's holding up the deal.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Sneaky's put here, he ain't staying. Love to know other thoughts in chat, whether you think McKay will stay or go.
If he stays, he stays. If he doesn't, it's pick 3 for North. So it's not, and they can get a defender out of the draft, which will come up with the kids instead of having a pretty made run.
Yep.
Narkle, just something little. Good news for him, of course, has re-signed another 1-year deal with.
Yeah, well, he was picked up in the mid-season, wasn't he?
He was, and he's been good.
Great because he was out of footy until then.
Yep. And we got Eggy John take over actually from here.
Where we Narkle. So did we talk about Flynn and Bruce?
We have not.
So they're potentially leaving the Giants after Briggs has taken the number 1 spot.
And so Flynn to the Eagles, is it?
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
And where's Bruce go? That puts Bruce at a 4th club or a 3rd?
4th, I'm pretty sure.
So he's got
because he started with you guys. Then he went to Melbourne behind Gawn. No idea why.
Really?
And then he went to the Giants because he was going to be the number 1 ruck, but he just couldn't get on the park. So
and then Briggs has taken that, and I don't think Briggs is missing that now. I think Briggs is.
He's been too good. He's been way too good.
But then Bruce he's not number 1 ruck, but is there anywhere he can play or they can pick up that he could be a number 1?
Maybe Geelong pick him and Goldie up.
He could pick the both.
Potentially. Who knows?
But then he goes back to the same as where he was. He was behind Goldie. That's why he left North.
That's right.
I think he wants number 1 ruck spot. So
after 300 and something games, how many more years has Goldie got in?
Well, Essendon's talking 2 years. Essendon contract, apparently, they're talking 2 years. And
maybe
he doesn't look like slowing down, though. If you watch him, he doesn't look like slowing down.
He probably wants to get to that 400 club.
He could. He's not that far off it either.
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years will do it.
Very true. Very true. Just going to read out a bit of chat here. I'm not, where are we? I'm losing track at the moment. So Sneaky's got he ain't staying. Cody's got I think he will stay. That's on Mackay. Sock's got with North, knowing they'll attract a pick 3 compo. They'll be showing him the door. Sock's got here, he's under 35 years old. Geelong won't touch Bruce. Goldie is right in the wheelhouse.
We was talking about that today, weren't we?
We were. And Artie's got Hawks. Must get rid of Frost. Free to good home.
Well, Frost could be replaced by Mackay quite easily.
Potentially.
And that could be that carousel too. They're talking at the moment, the defender carousel they talk about this year. It's drying up. I think McKay's nearly the last man standing in that defender carousel.
And Dodie.
And Dode. I thought he re-signed.
I haven't heard that he has. I could be wrong
No,
though.
maybe I could be wrong.
Interesting. Last couple, Eggy.
Also on the Giants, they're interested in Elliot Himmelberg from the Crows, which could force Keith out. Is that any relation to Harry?
It is.
Yep.
It is. It's his brother.
Yep.
Yep. So that could lure him across. He's great. He's got a lot of potential, Elliot Himmelberg. And he's not really getting a gig at the Crows because you look at their forward line.
Yep.
Like they're going to have a fantastic. Well, I mean, the forward line's already fantastic.
It's already good, yeah.
It's going to be so much better in the next.
How many more you reckon Tech's got in him?
Oh, the way he played this year, 3.
Yeah, I reckon 2 or 3.
It's a career best year.
Yep.
While we're on Adelaide too, I heard something today out of Gold Coast. We were talking about him last week. Forgot his name now. Who am I thinking of? Hang on, read the next one. I'll remember.
I'll try and
Breaking news story.
Adelaide, Port Adelaide are interested in Ivan Soldo. Where's he from?
How many players do Port want this off season?
Well, they're still, I don't know. They showed good signs this year, and they sort of dropped off the map near the end of the year. So
true.
Yeah.
There's talk they might be looking at putting one of their forwards up for trade, whether it's Marshall or
Chol. I've figured it out. Marby or Chol.
Oh yes.
So Adelaide and Port Adelaide have shown interest. So that's another one for Port.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be a fun trade season, isn't it?
Port Adelaide do it every year. They've got nothing to trade though. What is Port going to give? They've got no picks left.
This trade period is going to be better, or I think it's going to be busier than what they're predicting.
Yeah, well, everyone reckons there's not going to be much movement, but I think there's going to be a heap.
I think there will be, and I think it's only going to happen more and more every year, especially with the mid-season trade coming.
But there will be a heap of picks move too. I think you'll find pick 1 will move, Gold Coast pick 4 will move.
Port's going to have to get very creative.
Well, they can't. They've got no picks.
I know. They're going to
have
their
first pick is like 56, I think. They've got no futures left either.
Oh, don't they?
Next 2 years.
Oof.
Or this year and next year, their futures are done. Their first 2 next year as well, I believe.
Do they look at players?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to do. And that's what everyone said. They said, how are Port getting these players in? And when they were looking at Grundy and they were looking at, they just can't. They've got no currency.
Because I was thinking, we've obviously heard Dersma to Geelong, which we touched on last week's show. But I heard this week that potentially Marshall or Georgiadis could be on the
trade table. Which would make sense because they've got to lose something. They went all in on Horn Francis. Cost an absolute fortune to get Horn Francis and Willie Rioli there. That'll time will tell if that pays off or not. But they sort of gave away their next 2 years to get those 2 players in.
Absolutely. I think next week we're going to have to do another segment on trade talk because we've got a bit of interest in the chat here. We've got Elijah Hollins to the Blues to join his brother. They have heard that's on the table, and that's part of the reason why we're looking at trading Fisher to North. Cody's got, what about Bailey Smith?
He's signed, sealed, delivered, I think.
We all decided last week we thought he was going to stay after the comments from his manager.
Yeah.
What do you think on that, Cody?
His manager was pretty bullish that he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Sneaky said he heard as well that Elijah Holland's going to Blues to join his brother.
Yeah,
I have heard that. Yeah,
I have heard that. We've started a bit of a spreadsheet just for the show on what we think, or what trades and that we've heard. Would you guys be keen on us doing a show after the grand final, obviously to talk about the grand final, but also to talk about the trade rumours, because the trade week starts about a week and a half after the grand final.
It's about the 9th, I think.
9th of October. Yeah, so just let us know in chat. Would you just love for us to do a show on that? Because we're trying to decide whether we're going to or not.
Cody's keen. Sneaky said Trey Radio. It's my favourite radio.
I've just had Steve Hurdy, a personal fan of the show. I don't know if he's watching because he's had a bit of service, but I've just had a message from him. Can't believe the Pies go 21-4 for for the season and we're underdogs for tomorrow's game. That could be a sneaky shot at us, Tassie. There, I don't know if he's watching, but that could be quite a sneaky shot there.
We love you, Hurdy. We love you.
They just don't love who you barrack for.
No, I don't mind Collingwood.
Oh, you say that, but you're the first one to say something when they're not doing
When
the
they don't
greatest.
perform.
Yeah.
got a
don't
couple of yeses there in chat for the trade radio. The Sox got here. Actually, there's 3 yeses. I've only
So
just
we'll
learnt
put
this
this.
year
Do you
that
want
there
us to
is-
go trade radio before, or do they want us to go mid and talk about some of the trades that have already happened?
It could do both. Could go
Could do both.
prediction.
Yeah,
What we've
prediction,
heard, and
and
then
then
we
we'll
could talk about what's happened.
during the trade, because I think it's going to be pretty active early, chasing picks. I think the picks will go bananas
Last day's the
early.
most. Last day's the most.
Yeah, but the
on what
picks
happens.
I think will move pretty quickly.
Sox got here. I've only just learnt this year that there's footy in September. Me too, Sox. As a Blues man, I thought this month was only about trade rumours. The more trade chat, the better. All right, sounds like we're going to do a bit of a trade show, boys.
Do a trade one next week. All right.
Love it. No, the week after grand final, we'll touch it. We'll touch a bit on it again next week, though.
And if you want to tune in too, I believe Monday we're going to do a Brownlow special.
Yes, we
We're still
are.
going to do that. Yeah, we're going to stream live and watch the Brownlow together. If you
Yep.
guys want to jump in, and we'll do some comments about that.
Absolutely.
Might even
So
be
I
able
think it's
to.
going to be a cracking Brownlow medal to count.
I think it'll be a great race. It'll be like Nick Dacos halfway down the Flemington Straight, and who's going to catch him? There'll be 6 horses on the outside of him chasing him down, and whether anyone can reel him in, I don't know.
Love it. All right, we better let Eggy get onto his new
Cody's got Bont for Brownlow. All right, Rugby World Cup. Now we're still in the pool section. We've got New Zealand. New Zealand's only coming third, so they might even drop out yet because they lost to France earlier. But they've only played 2 games. I think each team's got 2 games to go. And Australia actually had a shock loss to Fiji, so they're sitting down as third as well. Only top 2 get through. We've got Wales and Fiji on top in their pool. So Australia has to pull their finger out. And the Pool B, Ireland and South Africa are looking pretty good. And Pool D, England and Samoa on top. With Argentina down in 4th, which is good to see. And then racing. We had Amelia's Jewel and Mr. Brightside win on the weekend that we talked about in the last show.
Very impressive. Very
It
impressive.
was very impressive. In Secret came 4th, losing to Private Eye, and Zaki came 2nd until a fast finish and think it over.
There's some weird names for horses.
Well, you think how many horses are there? You can't have the same names. You've got to be creative.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I'm just some of the names I say. Look, as you know, I have no idea when it comes to horse racing. Some of the names I see, I'm like, what the hell?
Artie's putting in EPL, starting to get very interesting. Have you been following much, Taz, with the tipping?
Tassie, you're our EPL man, mate.
I am, and I actually realised today that I think I forgot to do my tips last week.
It'd be hard with them because they do 2 matches a week, so it'll be like you have to do it every 3 days.
Oh, it's actually a lot harder to keep up than I anticipated. I know that Arsenal had a win overnight, but I don't know if that was for. Hang on, give me a second. Sorry, guys, doing this on the fly, which is something
He's
you
on
should
the
never
fly.
do.
You should be ready to go, Tassie.
All right, so what's the date today? 21st. No, I want to go back. Can I go? Yep, there we go. All right. Some big wins, maybe.
We probably should have let you talk about the rugby league, boys.
That's all
I
right.
beg you.
Well, Artie's put the CL Europa and the Conference Europa League is back too. So how come they went down? Also, Rugby League's down to the 4 teams as well. We've got the reigning 2-time premiers, Penrith Panthers, at home take on the Melbourne Storm tomorrow night. And on Saturday, Brisbane Broncos take on the crowd favourite underdogs, the New Zealand Warriors. You might have noticed around all the socials that Up the Wires has been taking social media by storm coming into the finals.
I have heard that, and I've seen it on TikTok too.
Seen it everywhere.
Yeah.
Have they won one yet, the Warriors?
Yeah, they've won they're both their finals now. They're into Leicester into the preliminary final.
Oh, no, I mean, have they won a premiership?
No, they haven't won a premiership
No,
yet.
so they're like
That's
our
huge.
GWS of the
Yeah.
AFL.
Yeah.
That's huge. I'm going for them.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd won one yet.
Of course you would
Oh,
go
no.
for Melbourne.
I am good. Oh, is Melbourne in too? There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So I follow AFL and a little bit of Premier League, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And is it no
So-
Big Bash? We've got the Big Bash starting up soon too.
Oh.
Any big game? So Saturday, Liverpool beat Wolves 3-1. Aston Villa beat Crystal Palace 3-1 on Sunday. Spurs 2-1, so I think they're still undefeated. Good old Ange's team. City beat West Ham 3-1. Brighton 3-1 over Man United. Now that's a surprise.
Quick one before you go. Sock the Blue Bag he's got to go to bed for work, and love the show, lads. Night, everybody. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for following.
Mate.
Thanks, Sock. Appreciate your input, and hopefully we'll see you back next week.
Yeah, hope so. With the Baggers win.
Hopefully the Baggers get a win. Yeah.
Yep.
And Arsenal beat Everton 1-0. That's probably really all I didn't really. Yeah, they're probably the main ones.
You seem like you're very excited about the soccer too, Tazzy.
Mate,
you're revved up and ready to go.
Cody's also put World Cup cricket start next month.
That's good.
It is good.
I used to love cricket, as Cody knows. We played. I don't know. I can't get into it.
It takes too long, doesn't it? I'm into the Big Bash because you can watch that in one night. It's like a game of footy. You can watch it for 4 hours. You can go to the game for 4 hours. But
Sneaky, thanks for the follow.
But yeah, 1 days.
So it's a World Cup for cricket. Is that like 1 day, or are they all test matches? They're 1 days. He just said they're 1 days.
Yeah, I think they're 1 days now.
Yeah.
But they do a 2020 and they do a test. But
yeah.
Absolutely. The 1 days are just too long. It's like 12 hours of cricket.
Yeah.
Same as the test, 5 days. Or
and then if it rains, it rains, it stops.
Well, rain, it's a draw. Most test matches, if there's a bit of rain, it's just ends up being a draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
You watch 4 days of cricket for it to get rained out in the last day.
We've got 3 1-days against India starting tomorrow at 6. Is that PM or AM?
I'll be guessing PM.
Get that India.
If you missed out, oh my goodness, good start.
Great start there, Tazzy. Or, like a start to the show.
Or want to rewatch or listen to our YouTube, listen to our show, please check out our YouTube and Spotify, which I say every week. I really need to catch up on that. Also, feel free to check out our TikTok, which is at TNT Footy AFL. Or you can check our new Instagram account.
I was about to plug that.
At TNT Footy. Want to say thank you to I think we're up to 23 or 25 followers already, and we've only been up a day and a half. So seems to be gaining a bit of traction. If you want to get a hold of us, you can obviously shoot us a message through Instagram, TikTok, jump into our Discord, which the link and everything will be in our bio or in the chat. I think Eggy's posting that. I'm also thinking that next year we're going to do some ask questions. Actually, do you know what? We're going to start it now. If you guys have any questions that you're thinking about and you want us to answer on the show live, send us a voice message on Instagram.
Yep.
We'll play it so everyone can hear what the question is, and then we'll go through and we'll answer it together. Just
so
something
if you text it, we won't say it.
Yeah, it has to be voice.
It has to be voice, again. The old Askable. Is that where you got it from?
The old Askable. Ben and Harry podcast do it. I really like it. I love the segment. Even Damo's doing it on AFL Daily. I know
it's good. If we can get a bit of feedback, if you've got any sort of question, you just want us to rip on half hour, we can do that as well.
Absolutely. But as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate the support. If you know anyone else who'd enjoy the show, let them know. We're really trying to grow, and we're starting to see a bit of traction now, in the numbers. So, anything to add from you two, gentlemen?
No, that's it. Let's go GWS,
Have a great night and a great week, everyone. Let's hope it's an explosive round of finals footy.
Let's hope so.